Welcome to the Talking the Line podcast, presented to you by Talking the Line Sports Media, giving you our best insights and analysis so you can rake in some cold hard cash on your next sports bet. Now sit on back, open up your mind, and let's cash some tickets. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We hope you enjoy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers far and wide. Welcome in to episode number 47 of the Talking the Line podcast. Hey, thank you so much for taking a few moments out of your day to come and kick it with the crew on this beautiful Friday of bets, closing out the week strong. We see winning on the horizon. Now, before we dive into those winning picks, talk some lines for you guys today, take a few moments to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the Talking the Line podcast on, whether that's watching the YouTube version or the audio version on your favorite podcast directory. If you could be so kind and do have just a few brief extra moments, go ahead and hit that like button as well. Leave us a comment, leave us a rating, all that good stuff. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate it when you do, and it only helps us make this bigger and better. Last but not least, head on over to this episode's description. Right down there at the bottom, you'll see the first link in there is the Talking the Line link tree. Within that link tree, you can locate all of the TTL Crew's content so you can consume it however and whenever you please. Degenerates, gamblers far and wide, joining us on today's episode. First and foremost, thank you once again for stopping by and joining us for today's battle with the books. I am your humble host, Colt 45 Sroka, and as always, it is my pleasure to bring in the co-host of the Talking the Line podcast, the young man joining me on every single episode, hammering bets in all day long and running tickets to the window every opportunity we get, the man, the myth, the degenerate gambling legend himself, Mr. Riley RMAC'S Magnuson. Partner, how you doing over there today, pal?
I don't know about you, my man, but I woke up on the right side of the bed today. I am feeling fantastic.
Oh, well, you look fantastic. You're glowing. The lights of the TTL production studio got you looking real well on camera here today. I appreciate you joining me for today's show.
Of course, my man. You know what? I woke up today, no bedhead.
Hey!
That's a sign.
Hey, that's a sign and a half.
It's about to be
that's a sign and a half.
Perfect day. Don't want to say it now, but
we'll see what's going on.
I can't imagine a better start than that. Waking up with I'm a messy sleeper. I usually wake up and looking like a caveman. So
well, waking up looking good, so that means only good things and good vibes on the horizon. You might see us both wearing sweatshirts here. First and foremost, want to say we are no affiliation with Barstool Sports. Just love their merchandise. But back to the sweatshirts.
Same thing with the Bulls.
Yeah, same thing with the Bulls. No affiliation. But back to the sweatshirts. It has severely dropped in temperature here in the Windy City. Woke up this morning and my apartment was freezing.
Yeah, same on my end. I've had up until yesterday, I had the windows open for nonstop 10 days straight probably. Trying to get some fresh air. Like you said, woke up and it was frigid in my apartment. So the sweatshirts came out of the closet.
Yeah, came out real quick. I thought they were gone. I thought we had finally made it into summer. I thought global warming would have taken care of some of this issue, but apparently not. We're still getting the cold weather. So we'll just slap on those hoodies, but we're still bringing you hot picks all day long. Well, we might as well get into it. Quick cap yesterday's show and our picks, and then talk a little bit of action, what's happening today. So yesterday, Boy, oh boy, I finally got back in the win column, ladies and gentlemen, but not as well as I wanted to. I really thought those Predators were going to get me the win. Ended up going 1-2 on the day. It has been one of those weeks for me. Don't worry, I ain't stopping, I ain't quitting. I have revamped some of the things I'm doing. Of course, I'm still learning as a handicapper, so you'll have these times. But would say I'm a little bit better handicapper than the average fish, even though the week has not shown that. Partner has been having a solid week himself. Went 1-1 yesterday. Not terrible, not blowing the doors off. I think it's just with some of these series here, we're getting towards the end of the month. There's some different trends happening. So don't worry, we got a new month coming. We're ready to rock and roll. Triple play Thursday parlay just barely missed. If we had another half inning, that first 5 Padres money line would have cashed and we would have ran that bad boy to the window.
Yeah, either that or, I mean, we should have had a push, honestly, as far, like, you're right, it hit in the 6th inning, but we should have at least had a push. Padres pitching change in the 5th inning after dominant performance from Weathers. You hate to see it.
That's what blew my mind. Yeah. Weathers was pitching his lights out, folks. This wasn't just, the Padres were getting murdered.
No.
Weathers had 4 innings, 1 hit, no 1 runs. He was murdering the Brewers yesterday, and they decided to take him out in the 5th, and guess when the Brewers scored those 2 runs? The 5th.
Yeah.
So moving right along, we're going to get all those losses off the screen here. Also, Moneyline Dice, rough day for them. They are 1-3 on the week. Of course, they'll be gracing us with their appearance, or their presence rather, on today's show. But we need to get them back solid, rocking and rolling. In the dice, we still trust.
But trust the dice here.
What in the world has been going on, my man? I guess
yesterday's little switch up we made, the conversation we had with the dice, it wasn't enough apparently. So
yeah, we'll
see what we have to do today to get them on the right track.
Well, we do have a very loaded show coming at you guys today. Wanted to give a quick shout out to Paige. Got a heck of a coffee mug for me here today. Appreciate you, Paige. Quick little sip. The coffee tastes even better out of that cup.
A few minutes late showing up.
Either way, she can when she comes back and watch it. We appreciate it. We'll be working on some merchandise. We had worked on some merchandise. We'd been working with a couple of companies back March Madness time, so we are gonna kind of revisit that now that we're full time rocking and rolling. We have a lot of other stuff going on, so we're gonna revisit that. We want to bring some merch to you guys, get the name out there. We got some cool stuff planned and some good designs that we got in the back of the brain. So we can't wait to bring that stuff to you guys. But enough of the nonsense, enough of the banter. It's time to get into today's episode and talk some lines for you kind folks that stopped by today's show. Today's episode, kicking it off as always, RMAC'S best bets and my best bets. I got 2, he's got 2, total of 4 for you today. For this Friday's special play, we had been doing the Chicago baseball parlay. Both of our teams are long favorites, and we're not particularly enthused about their chances of winning. We love our teams, but when the lines are that long, it's a little risky.
Yeah, I mean, if you gun to our heads, we're probably taking our teams. The value just isn't there.
The value's not there. So we're bringing back the Primetime Parlay today. All games in the Primetime slots tonight. So they will all be going, and you will be sweating them all during prime time. Moneyline Dice, as I mentioned, obviously making their usual episodic appearance. Going to roll for one of the 3 NBA playoff matchups on tap tonight. Not going to tell you which one that is just quite yet. Got some good stuff to get into in today's rants and reactions, and the live chat is open. It is open on every single episode, but we are going to bring back Fan Question Friday for today's rants and reactions, and we will most likely be doing so going forward. Just a nice little piece. We love connecting with you guys. We got our own shit to talk about, but we'll obviously be looking in there, and would love to go back and forth with you guys. So definitely after our picks, analysis, everything, hang around for the second half of the TTL pod, and we'll be sure to answer your questions and get into some good hot takes and nonsense then. Obviously, wrapping it up with my motivation minutes, and we'll let you kind degenerates go and get about your Fridays and get this bad boy kicked off. But for now, really cut all the banter, really cut all the nonsense, forget all the drama that you could go to every other sports outlet and get. You come here for the stone cold locks and running tickets to the window with the TTL crew. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, you know how we start things here. If you've been coming around a while, if you haven't, you're about to find out. my partner showed up at the TTL production studios this morning beaming with pride with the picks he had found. He is juiced to lay them out for you guys and run them to the window with you sometime this evening. Without further ado, my man, it's time for RMAC'S best bets of the day.
Alrighty.
And partner, you have the floor.
All right, I appreciate it, my man. Like my partner already said, I've got 2 plays, both of them out of the MLB today. First one, the Brewers money line at the Washington Nationals. You've got Brett Anderson on the mound, lefty for the Brewers, versus John Lester, lefty for the Nats. Now, partner, things have gone south here for John Lester after a nice start to the season. Over his last 2 starts in 9 1/3 innings pitch, he has allowed 11 earned runs, 13 hits, 4 home runs. Your Cubs were one of those teams. Most recently, you got the Orioles last week. The Brewers' core hitters have some serious success against him in his career. Lorenzo Cain, Avi Garcia, Colton Wong, and Christian Yelich all hitting at least .330 batting average with a decent sample size of at least 18 at-bats across those 4 guys. Not a small sample size. That's some decent numbers. Cincinnati's offense cooled down at home this week against, Washington's offense cooled down this week at home against Cincinnati, averaging just 2 runs over that 3-game series, while Milwaukee split a 4-game set with the San Diego Padres, winning yesterday 6-5 in 10 innings. I really like this Brewers offense to tag John Lester and chase him out after 4 or 5 innings. Brett Anderson has been nothing solid, but this Nationals offense, like I said, cooled down a little bit this week. I think that continues into this series with Milwaukee. Milwaukee can get things done on the road. But like I said, I'm leaning on that, though, at least those core 4 guys there for the Brewers to touch up John Lester, if not the entire lineup. So my first pick, partner, I'm taking the Brewers money line.
I'm right there with you, my man. Have already promptly locked that in on my favorite sports book, the FanDuel Sportsbook. Before we did start recording, you're getting a nice plus money parlay with those Milwaukee Brewers there. So I suggest you get those bad boys hammered in if you're riding with my partner today. But that's only one of the 2.
Yes.
So partner, lay the second one down.
I'm glad you mentioned plus money parlay because my second play is more of the same.
Oh, yeah.
Rangers first 5 money line at the Seattle Mariners. That is plus money as well. Jordan Lyles, right-hander for the Rangers versus Justice Sheffield, lefty for the Mariners. Now, these pitchers have been nothing special, I'll admit it right now, but both of these guys have an ERA in the 5s. However, Sheffield has allowed 5 earned run in 2 of his last 3 starts, including Texas earlier in this month. Career numbers versus Sheffield, the Rangers offense are hitting .408 batting average, .444 OBP. They light this guy up when they see him, as mentioned, obviously, earlier in this month. Rangers right now versus lefties on the season, hitting .240 batting average, .301 OBP. Last 5 versus lefties, even better, .265 batting average, .375 OBP. And Mariners versus righties, down towards the bottom of the pack of the league, .201 batting average, .283 OBP. Last 5, very similar numbers, .206 batting average, .261 OBP. And last 10, .154 batting average, .230 OBP. Neither of these teams really pour it in, first 5 innings. Rangers do have a slight edge in that category, so I'm not too concerned with Seattle putting up these runs early, but I really like this Rangers offense to stay hot against lefties and continue to have Justice Sheffield's number. So I'm taking Rangers first 5 money line as my second play.
I agree with you as well, my man. I also have locked that in pre-show here as well. You told me about that one. I liked some of the key stats you had to lay out there today, so I'm right there with you. I like the Rangers to stay hot, even though Jordan Lyles has had a little bit of a rocky 2021. I think he has a solid outing here against Seattle.
Right, and if the Mariners had some better numbers against righties, I would probably stay away from this, but just given the ice-cold nature of their offense versus righties, I'm banking on the Rangers today.
All right, so there you have it. RMAC'S 2 picks of the day. We will be sure to recap those if you did not get the full plays during his segment. Now, It is time to get into the second part of the first segment of the day, the best bets of the day, and that would be the second half of the TTL Crew. Yours truly. Without further ado, time to move right along into that action, and it's time for Colt's best bets of the day. Kind of sounds weird when I say it myself, talking in third person. How about that? Well, let's rock and roll. I told you at the top, I also got 2 picks coming at you today. Gonna do a little less risky, a little less crazy. I searched high and low. I love these ones. These are the ones that I am banking on big, and I plan to run them to the window. 2-0 day. I'm not taking anything less. That is the mindset, boys and girls. Get ready. Here we go. First pick for me today. I am taking the Arizona Diamondbacks full game money line. So the Diamondbacks money line. You have Johan Oviedo versus Madison Bumgarner. Mad Bum obviously on the mound for the D-backs, and Oviedo on the mound for the Cardinals, if you didn't know. Oviedo has only 4 starts in the 2021 season so far. He has also had 5 other pitchers, or four other pitchers in 3 of the matchups that he has pitched, and 4 other pitchers in one of the other matchups that he has pitched. They have just gone through the bullpen when Mr. Oviedo decides to show up. It seems like it is a bit of that type of day when he is on the mound. I hate to say it, Drew, if you are watching, but am betting against your Cardinals here today. In those 4 starts, Oviedo, 15 2/3 innings pitched. He has an 0-2 record, holds a 5.74 ERA, only has 13 Ks with 9 walks. He is allowing a 343 OBP and a 772 slug, and has allowed 13 earned runs in only those 4 starts so far this season. So he's been getting touched up pretty well. Now, Bumgarner has been pretty much vintage Mad Bum. He has had a few rough outings. He had 1 rough outing against the Rocks and 1 rough outing against the A's. Outside of that, he has been his dominant self. He has had 8 starts on the season. He has pitched 53 2/3 innings. He has a 4-4 record, holds a 4.53 ERA, and this is the big kicker: 56 Ks with only 14 walks for Mad Bum. He is allowing a 287 OBP on top of all of that, and I believe he continues to add to that rather dominant stat line here today. For St. Louis, a couple of key trends I was looking at. St. Louis Cardinals are 13 12 straight up away, and they are 8 11 straight up as an away dog. They are 0-4 straight up in Oviedo's last 4 starts as an underdog, and 0-4 in his last 4 starts after the Cardinals score 5 or more runs in their previous game. Playing the exact same Diamondbacks team here today, so you'll love to see that stat. The Cardinals are actually struggling against left-handed pitching right now. Over their last 10 games, they only have a 153 batting average against lefties, 231 OBP, and scoring 2.20 runs per 9 innings. It gets even worse over the last 5 games. They're only averaging a 118 batting average, 231 OBP, and 1.80 runs per 9 innings against those same lefties. They have not been able to do it well. Their season lefty numbers, if you look at them from the surface, are somewhat decent, right around the middle of the pack, but here lately they have taken a severe dip, and their offense has taken a severe dip, as evidenced by some of their last few games where they haven't scored many runs. Arizona might be 9-12 straight up at home. However, they're 5-2 straight up as a home favorite. So when the lines are in their favor, it generally tends to be that they are going to get the win in that scenario, and the books are setting it up to be that. Everyone thinks that they are going to continue to be no good on offense, but I believe this is that turnaround game for them. This is not going to be one of those matchups where you're going to be able to find a bunch of stats on Arizona being good in all these different positions. They have been a losing team. They have gone cold, but from what I have seen, from what I have watched, the eye test, they are still trying to win games, and I believe Mad Bum goes at least 6-7 innings in this one, goes deep, and shuts down that Cardinals lineup from number 1 all the way down to number 9.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I like you said, those lefty numbers for the Cardinals lately really stand out to me.
Huge.
And yeah, their offense in general just a little inconsistent. And
yeah,
I like you said, I like Mad Bum today too.
Yeah, and Mad Bum's no ordinary lefty, even though he sports a 4.53 ERA.
Yeah, I mean, he got touched up early on in the season.
And the Rockies was in Colorado. We know how the Rockies have played in Colorado, and the A's. they've kind of been one of those teams too, can surprise you out of nowhere.
Sure.
So, and they've been solid against lefties themselves.
Sure.
So for my first pick, nonetheless, the Arizona Diamondbacks money line. Told you I had two, so let's get into the second. For my second pick of the day, I am rolling on over to the matchup between the Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets. I've been eyeing these Mets quite often here, partner. They're starting to get a little interesting to play in a couple of different spots.
Sure.
This spot especially. I'm skipping both teams. I'm going to the game total. I am taking the under 7 runs in the Braves versus Mets today. Let me tell you why. Two dominant pitchers on the mound here today, and Ian Anderson for the Braves and Taijuan Walker for the Mets. Now, both guys have been going deep into games, at least 6 innings or more. They've had a few where they haven't gone deep, but that's about their average. They are dominant from start to finish, and they just continue to go on. Now, Anderson, he's had 9 starts. He's pitched 51 innings. He's got a 4-1 record and sports an impressive 2.82 ERA. He's got 53 Ks with only 21 walks and is only allowing a 290 OBP. So he's been keeping runners on base, and he's just been hitting the zone consistently. Now, Taijuan Walker has been doing a lot of the same. In the past, you might have seen some command issues with him. Now he has been dealing for the Mets. He's had 8 starts himself, only pitched 44 innings, but he's got a 3-1 record. Sports an even more impressive 2.05 ERA, has had 41 Ks with only 18 walks, and is only allowing a 254 OBP. So Taijuan has been absolutely dominant, as I was saying, for this Mets. He's been one of their main guys, right behind some of the other starters in there. So I think he continues to stay absolutely dominant, even though this Braves team is really solid offensively. That leads me into some of my next point. The Braves have been an over team. But the under is 6-0 in the last 6 games as the Braves as a road favorite for the Braves. The under is 4-0-1 in Anderson's last 5 starts as a road favorite. The under is 4-0 in Anderson's last 5 starts on a road team with a winning record. That's a mouthful there. Under is 5-0 in Anderson's last 5 road starts overall. The under is 4-0 in the Braves' last 4 games following a day off. The under is 13-9 on the road for the Braves. And the under is 9-3 as away favorites.
Okay.
So the Braves, surprisingly, actually have some really solid under numbers in this position alone.
Yep.
Every other spot, they're an over team.
Sure.
But in this away scenario, coming off of a day of rest, they are an under team. The Mets, they've been an under team all year. You don't have to worry about that. 23-17-2 to the under overall this season for the Mets. They are also 13-4-1 to the under at home. That is the best under record, depending on how you look at it. Worst over record in the MLB. The under is 2-0 as a home dog. The under is 16-12-1 when the Mets are playing on no rest. The under is 4-1 in the Mets' last 5, and not to mention 6-4 in their last 10. They have been under wagons all year long. I gave you some weather stats earlier in the week, and I always like to look at these, and I think this plays very heavily here tonight. Got a little bit of overcast rain in the forecast, but what I'm really looking at is we got wind blowing straight in from right field at about 12.23 miles per hour. That's right, down to the decimal point. I'm bringing it to you here, folks. So that's what it's looking like weather-wise tonight. Going to be knocking some balls down, and going to be some thick air with that rain coming around. Last meetings between these teams, wrapping this thought up, the under is 3-1-1 in the last 5 meetings, and the under is 18-8-2 in the last 28 meetings in New York between these teams. It is also a projected game of 4.7 by my ratings and by OddsShark's ratings, so I would 150% play this when you're giving me more than 2 runs on the line. So one more time, I am taking the Atlanta Braves versus New York Mets under 7. There you have it. Our 4 best bets of the day. RMAC'S best bets, my best bets. You got them. Now, we mentioned at the top of the show, we got the Primetime Parlay coming at you live and in prime time today. So without further ado, it's time to get into today's special play of the day. And if you still don't know what it is, you're about to find out. It's the Primetime Parlay, ladies and gentlemen. Said it just briefly at the top, but it is a random leg parlay. I was going to say 3-leg because the day is a 3-leg, but some days we have 5, some days we have 4. Just depends on what we like, how many Primetimes games there are.
Sure.
But today we have 3. We're going 2 NBA legs, 1 NHL leg. Ready to rock and roll. Partner, feel like I've been going on a little bit here.
For sure.
Feel like these folks might be tired of hearing my lovely voice. Might want to hear a little bit of what you got to say.
Okay.
So how about you get it kicked off with the first leg on today's Primetime Parlay.
All right, I'll take these NBA legs. How about that?
Love it.
First leg, we've got, I actually don't know the time on this, so I don't know which one is first and which one is second. But first one, we've got the Nets -8 at the Boston Celtics.
That is the first game of the night.
Okay.
Well, second game of the night, but first one on our parlay.
Okay, great. Celtics are cooked right now. I'm going to say it again because we stopped there. Nets -8 at the Celtics. Celtics are cooked right now.
Yes.
Kemba is questionable. Tatum is a little banged up, got hit in the eye. He's going to be in there. Kemba is questionable. These dudes know they are outmatched, and the Nets are finding their mojo. Brooklyn has won and covered in 7 straight games. The last 5 wins have been by double digits, including these playoff games. They have won and covered in all 5 games versus the Celtics this season, including these playoffs. And the Celtics are 2-7 straight up last 9, 0-4 ATS last 4 at home. So it's against everybody. It's not just the Nets that the Celtics are outmatched against. Without Jaylen Brown, even with Jaylen Brown, they don't have the answer. Especially without Jaylen Brown, they don't have the answer. And like I said, they are cooked. They know they are toast. They have no shot in this series. Let's just pack it up and get this thing over with because the Nets are winning by double digits again tonight. So first leg, Nets -8.
150%. I think they definitely get this done by more than 12 points,
Yeah, the
13
chemistry,
points. I mean,
Nets, every minute that the Nets play together right now with their full lineup, they just generate more and more chemistry, and it's scarier and scarier by the second for the rest of the league.
Yeah, there's no better word you could use for the Celtics than cooked.
Cooked.
They're
yes.
donezo. What do we got for the second leg of the Primetime Parlay?
So here's a team that I don't believe is cooked quite yet. If they blow this, then they will be cooked. I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
We're taking the Clippers -2.5, -3, depending on where you find it, to have a bounce back. Clippers going to have a bounce back tonight. Kawhi has to and will control this game. He needs to be the playoff Kawhi that we remember from 2 years ago. Mavs are 15-21 ATS at home this season. Clippers 18-17-1 ATS on the road. Like I said, Clippers have to bounce back. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And, these Mavs home numbers, they haven't been great all season. We kept talking about the last couple of days.
Yep.
Mavs come out 2-0, 2 straight wins regular season, wherever you find it. It's like, okay, the Mavs are here. Are we going to roll off some wins? And then they disappoint you. And a lot of the times it's been in spots like these at home when they're starting to get more of that love. Those lines were +6, +7. Now it's Clippers still favored -2.5, though.
Right.
And I think these Clippers are going to have that bounce back. They're going to get back in the series tonight because they just don't have a choice, and they are a good team. And I think they slow Luka down a little bit, or they neutralize the rest of that lineup, partner.
I agree with you up and down every single bit of your analysis, man. I think that this is the letdown spot for the Mavericks. It has been all year. You alluded to it. They have not been that covered team at home all year. Right when you think they start to get on target and get on point, they let you right down, and it seems to be at home. I don't understand why it's at home in front of their home crowd. Another thing I'm looking at, the Mavericks are not going to make 7,000 three-pointers every single game. At some point in time, this star-studded Clippers defense has to step up. You have to see the Kawhi of old. You have to see the Paul George of old. Rajon Rondo has to play more than 19 minutes. There is a lot of things that the Batum can get in the starting lineup. I mean, there are so many things that the Clippers can do here to get this win by, I think, potentially double digits and do what the Mavericks have been doing to them. So I will gladly take the Clippers -3 for our second leg.
All right.
Absolutely. So there's the 2 legs. We said it's 3. So coming at you right now. 3rd leg of the Primetime Parlay. We are headed to the ice for the lone Stanley Cup matchup tonight between the Minnesota Wild and the Vegas Golden Knights. We're not going to take a side because the series is tied 3-3, and it obviously has been one hell of a toss-up, but we're going to go to something that has been consistent. We're going to the game total, and we're taking under 5.5 goals in this matchup. Let me give you a couple reasons as to why. Now, for Minnesota, the under is 4-1 in their last 5 games following a win. They even this series up with the last matchup. Under's 4-1 in their last 5 games as a road dog. The under is 6-2 in their last 8 playoff games as an underdog for the Wild. Now, for the Golden Knights, even though they are a star-studded team, they are also quite well to the under. The under is 5-0 in the Golden Knights' last 5 following a loss of more than 3 goals. So 3 goals or more. They were shut out 3-0 by Minnesota back on the 26th, so just on Wednesday. And the under is 3-0-1 in the Golden Knights' last 4 after scoring 2 goals or less in their previous game. So I like a lot of that the same. Now, these are 2 defensive studded teams. I think this is going to be a back and forth battle, very low scoring, might end 2-1, 3-1, somewhere right in there. I don't see it even getting close to 5. I don't see it even getting more than 2 goals in net for the team until the very end of the second period or beginning of the third period. It's going to be a defensive battle here tonight. It has been in every single matchup. The under is 4-1 in the last 7 meetings between these teams, and the under is 4-1 in the last 5 meetings in Vegas. So I 150% love that trend to continue here tonight. The line is a little bit chalky, but it is deservingly of that. This has been a trend. The under has been consistent. And Partler, I know you had something to add about the Game 7.
Right. You know, we could absolutely stop at what you just said because he laid out some solid numbers. Historically, though, in Game 7, since 1996, 81 Game 7s in the NHL playoffs, the under is 41, 27, and 13 when the total is set at 5 or more. Big reason for that is Game 7s historically, guys are a little tighter. You know, it's either defensive matchup or they're just tight. Their offense isn't as crisp. And, you see a lot of those 1-0, 2-1, 3-1 type games. And I think that's going to be the case tonight. 41, 27, and 13 since 96. So.
Yeah, I absolutely love that trend. I love for it to continue, especially when it's a playoff trend and not just some random regular season trend. Yeah, I absolutely love it. I love for this trend to continue for the under 5.5 in the Wild versus Golden Knights matchup tonight. So there you have it. The Prime Time Parlay. Now let's give you all of the TTL Crew's best bets of the day. Before we get into it, get out your sports books. Get ready to rock and roll. Get ready to smash them in. I got Riley White to my left, and it is showtime. Ready to get into today's best bets of the day recap. Let's rock and roll here, guys. So first things first, you got RMAC'S best bets of the day. His 2 picks, Brewers Moneyline and Texas Rangers first 5 Moneyline. As for me, taking 2 plays as well. I am taking the Arizona Diamondbacks Moneyline and the Atlanta Braves versus New York Mets under 7 total runs. We got the Primetime Parlay coming at you for today's special play, paying out at just over 5-1 odds. So very juicy, very crispy. We are giving you the Clippers -2.5, the Nets -8, and Minnesota versus Vegas hockey matchup under 5.5 total goals. Parlay those bad boys up for today's Primetime Parlay. Now you see one more piece on this page. The Moneyline Dice. Mentioned it at the top of the show. That bit of a skid here for the dice.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. They're losing us some money here. Nah, like we always say, don't be throwing a full unit. Don't be throwing 2 units. Just a little sprinkle, have some fun with it. But hasn't been too fun for us lately.
It has not. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what stars aren't lining up what isn't clicking for these wonderful dice of ours, but it's got to get back on the right track, my man.
Yeah,
it's got to get back into the right track.
We were sitting at, I want to say 6-5 at one point last week on the dice record, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I would.
Fucking stretch.
Yeah. It's been a rough stretch for these old dice, but nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bring them in. Time for them to grace us with their presence, as always. Let's get right into it. Today's Moneyline Dice roll of the day. Here they are. They are back. All right, Dice. It's about time we get some stuff figured out here.
Yeah, what's going on, Dice?
Because
we trust you.
We trust you.
We're going to ride with you.
We love you.
But if you screw us around again, we're going to throw you in the meat grinder and get ourselves some new damn dice.
Yeah, might have to make a return order and get us a fresh set.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Right.
But these ones, we trust. We believe. We love them
Having
to
said
get
all
right.
of that.
Having said all of that. So, today's matchup, we have been rolling from all across different slates. Actually, before we get into that, show you the wonderful carrying pouch here and some of the dice. Now, if you want to have your own set of Moneyline Dice, roll right alongside with the crew. You can get your own tracking book as well, or any of the other awesome merchandise that they have over there. We absolutely love working with them. If you want to get your own set, head on over to this episode's description. Once again, bottom link you're going to see there is the Moneyline Dice website. Go on there, do a little shopping, do a little perusing, check around, go up and down the aisles, bump over on some stuff, see what you like, add it to your cart. Once you get it all in that cart, nice and compiled together, you're going to go on over and head to the checkout. Once you get to that checkout, there's going to be a nice little box there for you. And you're going to say, man, I wish I had a discount code that I could get some money off on this order. Well, now you do. When you get to that checkout, you're going to enter code TTL10 and you are going to get 10% off your first order on MoneylineDice.com. So once again, that is TTL10 for 10% off your first order on MoneylineDice.com. Believe you me, we had these before they came a partner of Talking the Line Sports Media. We love their product. We love their website. We love all their other stuff. And we think you guys should get in on it too, because this is some fun times.
Oh, yeah.
Every now and again, you get a little stuck. You get a little wondered, what am I going to do here? There's too much happening between these two teams. I can't make the choice.
But I can't live without having some type of action on it.
The Moneyline Dice.
The dice.
Here they are. So go and get your own set. But let's get into today's roll. We have been all over the slates this week, we're going for a matchup that has been quite tight and might have some differing opinions behind that matchup. So we're going to let the dice make their own opinion on it. Now, what matchup am I talking about? Tonight's NBA playoff matchup between the New York Knicks and the Atlanta Hawks. Now, as far as that goes, the Knicks are coming in as the away team. If you haven't looked yet, they are the +4 underdog. That obviously means Atlanta being the home team, -4 favorite. So, without further ado, they are live on set here in prime time for episode number 47 of the TTL pod. As always, you know the first roll. Is it going to be home, Atlanta, or away, New York?
Right, we switched it up yesterday, wasn't it?
No, it was not it.
Was
not it. That was definitely not the move. No. So we're going to go back to it. Back to the OG ways.
Yep.
Will we go Knicks or will we go Hawks? We will find out in a 3, in a 2, in a 1. Home team Atlanta Hawks.
We'll see you in the A.
Now,
according to Trae Young.
According to Trae Young, one of the biggest shit talkers in the league, according to many other players. Are we going to ride them heavy on the -4? Or are we going to have to eat the chalk on the money line? We will soon find out. In a 3, in a 2, in a 1.
That'll be some money line
Money
action.
line chalk. Money line chalk. What are we sitting at, partner?
Getting up close to -200. Still -196 right now.
All right. Well,
Once
just so
again,
you guys
the dice
can see.
gets, got a little juicy last night. Go ahead, partner. Dice got a little juicy last night with the Suns +240. Didn't work out for them. So we're getting back to some chalky -195, 200. Oh, that's a good look right there. I like that.
Bang, bang.
Looks good. But we'll see you in the A with Trae Young. And, that's actually where I was leaning because it's been such a tight matchup. And, I think that home crowd might swing things in Atlanta tonight. I'm thinking it might be a little bit of a split, but Trae Young in Atlanta is going to take it tonight, according to the Dice, partner.
The Dice have spoken! We will hear none of the gossip. We will hear none of the rumors. In the Dice, we trust. We believe, we ride, we die. I don't care what nobody says, partner. The Moneyline Dice sit right here with me, pal. And I'm going to ride them to the death.
Okay.
So tonight I am locking in, of course, responsibly. Always gamble responsibly. For a half unit. The Atlanta Hawks money line per the Moneyline Dice. If you want to run it to the window, lock it in too. I highly suggest. There we have it.
Thank you, Dice.
Thank you, Dice. Thank you. We appreciate you. Let me put you to bed. Maybe that's the problem too. Haven't officially properly put them to bed.
In? Oh, yeah, there you go.
Put them to bed. All right. Sleep well, sweet prince. We'll see you on Monday. All right. That does it for today's Moneyline Dice episode. Appreciate your guys' feedback on that and always rocking and rolling along with the dice. Know a lot of you guys love those Moneyline Dice and suggest you start getting your own set because they are a blast to have. But partner, there we go, my man. That is the first half of the Talking the Line podcast today. You got my best bets. You got RMAC'S best bets. You got the Primetime Parlay. And now you got the Moneyline Dice roll of the day. If this is your first time stopping by the Talking the Line pod, first and foremost, thank you so much for seeking us out. Just us two wonderful guys coming to you live and in prime time here today. Thanks for taking a moment to see what we got to drop down. If you are a regular listener and just one of the kind degenerates that stops by the TTL pod for the first half for our picks and analysis and to run some tickets to the window with us all day long, and you're about to head on out of here, thanks to you as well. Hope you have a spectacular Friday. We'll catch you on Monday. We love you, but don't stay away too long now. Y'all come back now here. We need you around here because we need you to help us bankrupt these books one play at a time. So make sure you come on back, episode number 48 on Monday. But with all that being said, it's time to kick it on back just a little bit. Relax it on down. Close this Friday's show with the second half of the TTL pod. If you're sticking around, it is going to be an exciting second half of the show, and it is time for Friday's Rants and Reactions. They are here.
Yeah,
they're live.
You nailed that one.
How about that one, man? That wasn't half bad, huh? I'm getting better at this thing. I think I'll stay around for a little while. So we got the Rants and Reactions today. As a reminder, you guys, hey, we're I think this is the biggest fucking concurrence we've ever had. Hey, to you guys, we absolutely love it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for stopping by. I know we're two good guys to look at, but hey, thanks for listening to us jabber on a little bit here as well.
No doubt.
So let's get into today's Rants and Reactions, my man.
Why don't we?
All right. First things first, let me actually get the old agenda out of the way here. First thing wanted to touch on here. A lot of cappers around the gambling sphere yesterday. A lot of bettors in general yesterday won the Los Angeles Angels.
Sure were.
Why would that be? The man Shohei Ohtani was on the mound.
Oh, yeah.
We were all excited. We were all juiced. Everybody loves to see this guy play because he's going to throw 102 miles an hour down the chute, and then he's going to send one 115 into the third row.
Mm-hmm.
However, a little bit before game time, Ohtani gets scratched. Well, most of the time you can say, okay, I'll just live and learn. Forget the bet, whatever. Most of the time it just slips from your mind. Well, even happened to my partner. He said, shit, I didn't even realize this happened. It totally slipped my mind. I didn't even feel like it was anything. Find out there was a reason as to why this happened, and you're finding out about it on the TTL pod. So, found out that Ohtani, cruising yesterday, headed to pregame workouts, gets stuck in a traffic jam.
That LA traffic.
LA traffic destroys the man. He can't figure out how to get around it, can't figure out how to get through it. Shows up to pregame workouts 2 hours behind time.
Goodness.
Scratched because of LA traffic. Can you believe that nonsense?
I can and I can't. I can and I can't. LA traffic it's rough, but I don't know if I've ever heard someone getting scratched because of that. And he is starting today, apparently. Hopefully he
can
he might get there 4 hours early this time.
He probably has already left for the stadium.
He might
probably
be there
left
now.
at 4 a.m. or just damn near he might have even built a cot after last night's game and just stayed there, so we didn't have any issues coming up here today. So that was something I wanted to get out first. That was
weird
funny, interesting. I've never heard of somebody getting scratched because of traffic issues, but hey, there you go. One quick reminder before I get into the next little MLB thing. Drop down some comments. The live chat's open. You guys want to hear us talk about something? You want to hear us respond to something you've been thinking about? Or you just have a question about either one of us personally? You're seeing us live in the flesh. It is the hot seat. We can't go nowhere, but you can put them all right in there. So we'll answer every single one of them. Drop them down. But speaking of Shohei Ohtani, my man, rumor on the street is that your Sox are going to be getting the Cuban Shohei Ohtani.
The rumor is on the street that is the case, and I'm excited for it. I actually found that out. I knew they were about to sign potentially the top international prospect. I did not know he was the Cuban Ohtani.
Yeah.
And, just gonna keep adding to that international pipeline, get this farm system pulled up, and it's working out so far. So
that does seem to be the Sox MO, man.
Yeah, they've got a lot of Cubans, a lot of Dominicans on their squad, a lot of Cubans for sure, and it's worked out for them. So.
Yes, it has. They crank those piss missiles, if I do say so myself. The Cuban Missile Crisis is what that White Sox team is, if you will. So, man, oh man, I mean, you had, even if it's a rumbling, even if it's a quarter of what Ohtani is, sign me the fuck up.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm here for all of it.
No kidding.
So there you go. Little White Sox information coming out for you. I'm sure you're geeked about that, my man.
Of course.
But also, we got another little bit of information coming out of the MLB here today. Got a few guys actually making their first MLB starts officially today, up and down. The Reds pitcher, blanking right now, but I even looked him up last night. I looked up his stats, wanted to look up some stuff on him because they are facing the Cubs. But he's star-studded. I'm a little worried about the Cubbies. I do personally love pitchers in their first start. I don't know what it is about it, but when these kids come out, and say kids, I mean they're 25, they're our age, like they're not kids. When these guys come out, they are ready to rock and roll, and they say, "Yeah, this is our shot." I mean, or our shot, our chance. Try to say both of them at one time. But they show up. I mean, they know it's kind of that next man up mentality. And there's been a lot of weird injuries with pitching and pitchers going down here early in the season. So a lot of these guys from some of the minor leagues have had to step up and make some solid appearances. You had Manoah for the Toronto Blue Jays last night. That was absolutely terrific. Saw his mom up there in the stands losing her mind, so that was cool as can be to see. But one that I'm really, really looking forward to today, and actually Jeff Passan tweeted out first thing this morning a two-string tweet about this guy, and that is Eli Morgan. He is making his first official start for the Indians. Apparently Passan and his father know each other very well. I can't remember all the details behind it, but they know each other very well. Passan's son actually made his first start in Little League pitching last night, went 3 innings, struck out 8 batters in his first start. So Passan's already gassing up Morgan here, and I looked up Morgan's numbers. He's actually been in the farm systems and in the minors since 2015. Yep. So he's been in professional baseball since he was 20 years old. So I believe he's ready for this, and actually his 2021 numbers are killer. Right. I don't want to fudge him up and say to a T. I don't have him in front of me. But when I looked at him last night, I said, we might have something for the Blue Jays here today.
For the yesterday or
for today for the Indians are
Is
playing.
it Indians Blue Jays?
Yes, and Indians are
that's
playing
where I'm
Ryu.
tripping up
yeah,
at.
Hungton Ryu.
Yeah.
So and honestly too, the Indians have gotten a little bit better against lefty hitting especially over the last 5 games. If you look over the course of the season, pretty brutal lefty numbers. But here recently, they're starting to touch them.
Yeah, they're touching it up.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely be on the lookout for that. There's a lot of pitchers getting their first start here today. So going to be some interesting matchups. And for some reason, when that happens, those pitchers show up and it ends up being a pitcher's duel.
Yeah.
So might be a lot of those here on today's card. Maybe something to look at with a lot of those under numbers.
Sure is. I'm interested in that for sure.
Yeah, so we might have to take a gander on over there. I know I'm definitely interested in the Indians. Might also be interested in that total as well. As a reminder, perfect time to tell you, be sure to follow us on the Action Network app. Follow RMAC'S at RMAGS in all caps, RMAGS, and me at cash_with_Colt. You can get all of our plays and also follow the at Talking the Line page. You'll get all of our plays up to the second that we put them in, so you will be able to get the best value and best lines across the board. So make sure you follow us on there, and then you can lock your plays at whatever the best line you're finding them at on your favorite sports book. But that being all said, how about some NBA nonsense? Not a whole lot else going on out of the MLB there so far. However, got a little bit of MLB nonsense, or NBA nonsense to get into, rather. Wanted to pose this question to you, partner, and go down a little bit of a rabbit hole here. And I got my own kind of rant to get in on this, but are NBA players soft?
It's an interesting question because there is, not all of them. Some of them, yes. And then, like, some of the perceptions around some of the actions. The league in itself, the media circus around it, it definitely has gotten a lot softer the last 5 years, exponentially over the last 10, 15, 20, 30 years, obviously. But, I mean, one thing that I'm talking about or thinking about is, they asked Derrick Rose the question about, like, Trae Young up here, shushing the MSG crowd as if that's some type of like villain thing. Like, no, he just hit a game winner in MSG in a playoff game.
I would do the same.
What do you want him to do? Just casually walk to the side? Like, that was incredible.
Yeah.
And Derrick Rose is like, no, this is basketball. Like, that's nothing. I mean, you want to talk about getting soft? If we're throwing elbows and catching blood, then that's when things are chippy. If not, then there's nothing wrong going on here. No. And so all in all, yes. And then there's obviously still a lot of guys who are still trying to hold true to the the old ways and the old chippiness. But and that's pretty much gone for the most part. But and then a lot of the young guys, they are pretty soft. I mean, there's some guys like John Morant. If you really threw him into it, he's not anyone that's soft. Trae Young, in some cases, he can be a little soft. Devin Booker, but at the end of the day, can they get down with it and get chippy? Sure. All in all, yes, that's my answer.
So my opinion on that, appreciate your thoughts, because I thought that's kind of where you would have your opinions at. As far as me, man, I think the NBA is the softest damn league on the planet. Okay. I think it's getting out of fucking control. I am sick and tired of it. What got me on this topic is the Lakers-Suns matchup last night. Now, granted, I know he has had nose issues in the past. It may be a little scary, but Ayton came down on AD last night and had a grazing blow. Just grazed him with his elbow coming down off of a rebound, and you would have thought that Ayton came up to him and dropped a hammer right in his face, rolling around on the floor. 5-6 minutes after that, he's blinking. He didn't even get hit in the nose. I watched the replay 6 times just to make sure, like, maybe it was a weird angle. No, I went back and I watched the replay on TNT. He did not get hit in the nose, and he's rolling around like that. Then you have LeBron, gets poked in the eye, rolling around like somebody just blew a gunshot through his chest, stuck a 12 gauge straight to him and just said, "See you later." Just an eye poke, and he's on the ground for over 3.5 minutes. What are we talking about? And then the performance he puts on after that, after the scuffle breaks out, and then he's got to go over to where the scuffle is, so all the attention remains on him. It's an acting job. It's horse. It's ridiculous. Now, granted, I could never hold a basketball to any one of these guys, period. I am not a basketball athlete. athlete. Baseball is my sport. Football running fast is my sport. I'm not going to take any crazy hits either. I like to be a safety. Nonetheless, I am telling you, it is getting out of control.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. It is ridiculous, some of the things. And I think to the NHL, you had PK Subban take a blade through the pad, through his leg, which required him to have over 20 stitches. He did not even go down, stayed up and skated off the ice while he's leaking blood all over the place. Right. Stayed up. You have baseball players time and time and time again break their hands, roll over on something, pop up, hop on the cart, they're out. It is what it is. And I don't understand it. Everybody knows it's an acting job, but is there ever anything going to be done about it?
I don't think so, because the more we get into it, because I mean it stems from a lot of stuff, a lot of like ticky-tack files and guys overreacting on that and then complaining their ass off when it's nothing that crazy. Nobody wants to see people complain. Nobody wants to see them rolling around on the floor like you're talking about. And I hope something's going to be done, but I don't think it's going to be anything soon. I love my NBA, but everything you said is valid.
Yeah, I get off that soapbox, but man, that was kind of festering at me, and I've just been seeing it so much. And it's like, man, oh man, we got to clean this up here, boys. Yeah. Getting tired of some of this nonsense in the NBA. But NBA playoffs still rocking hot and heavy. Been some solid games. Actually, not as solid as the NHL games. I mean, I don't want to say just the caliber.
That's typically how the first round goes for the NBA. You had the Bucks last night just absolutely torch the Heat once again. That one is a wrap. I had that one right. I was wrong on the Blazers. That one was a closer one, but that's a good series. There's a couple good series, and then you obviously got 2 or 3 that are going to be a couple blowouts. But I think it's going to get starting to heat up here in this second round. But Clippers Mavs, I think, is going to go a little deeper. I don't know if the Lakers might roll over the Suns in 5. I don't know, man. Yeah, that's not looking good for the Suns.
It's not looking good now whatsoever. Last night, Suns came out somewhat decent. Right. I thought they had somewhat of a shot, and then, my goodness, you get into the second half, and it's just completely different team.
Like I said, going into Game 2, I've seen the movie too many times. LeBron loses Game 1, slides through, then 5 or 6 games, and it's a wrap.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be pretty similar in this one.
I think so, too. I don't think tonight's games, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't think the Boston and Brooklyn game is going to be worth a damn. If you want to see a blowout, absolutely. And rock and roll, we'll catch that.
If you want to see a superstar showcase.
Absolutely. Rock and roll. But the Atlanta game, I do see that being rather tight. And I also see that Clippers-Dallas game being tight till into the third, start of the fourth. Clippers finally figure something out and pull away for at least 6 to 7 point victory. I'm kind of seeing that. Something like 117, 110, 111, somewhere right in that ballpark, I would say is probably somewhere what I'm seeing. So got some good NBA matchups. Obviously, the only NHL matchup we got tonight was on the Primetime Parlay, the Minnesota Wild versus Vegas Golden Knights.
Got the Game 7 spotlight.
Game 7 spotlight. So we'll see. They got the only matchup tonight. So we'll see what happens. I mean, they have been some interesting matchups. I was thinking about potentially maybe just a little half-unit sprinkle on the plus money Wild, just because how they have been playing, coming off of a 3-0 shutout. And actually, I was looking. I do believe that Reeves and Pacioretty are both out for this game, and Krebs is out for this game. So that looms pretty doggone heavy for the Wild and for the Golden Knights from their end of the ice as far as defense and offense. But those 3 guys being out, that's huge.
Yeah,
that's
no
huge.
question. I mean, I think it's going to be a tight one. I think we're going to get some overtime Game 7 action.
I think we do too. Speaking of which, I got kicked right in the sprouts last night with my Predators pick. Preds took a 2-goal lead for the first time in the entire series, 3-1. Held it firm, dropped down 3-2 in the third, tied it up 3-3 in the third, battled back and forth, and then we get right into overtime, and the Preds drop, and the Preds are out.
Yep.
That's a wrap on the Preds playoff shots.
So we got Hurricanes Lightning next series?
Yes, we do. We do now have the second round finally officially shaping up. The Hurricanes and the Lightning are going to be getting things tipped off here. I
haven't looked at the schedule when they start at all.
Not sure when that'll be as well, but
I
obviously
imagine we might get one this weekend. That's total.
I would say so.
Wild guess. I can pull it up here.
I would say so. We obviously already talked about the Islanders and the Bruins. That should be a killer matchup.
That one's gonna be nuts.
I'm very excited to see that. And then you still have the Jets and the Avalanche waiting to see who they'll play. But the Avalanche are going to know tonight, shortly, probably around about 10 o'clock or so. They're going to find out.
No matter who it is, I think it's going to be awesome. You got Islanders Brewers getting started tomorrow. And then Avalanche play the winner on Sunday of tonight's matchup.
The Islanders Bruins, not Brewers, but appreciate.
Did I say Bruins?
Yeah.
They're Brewers. Oh, my bad.
But do appreciate that, partner. And then you got the Avalanche on Sunday. So yeah, damn, two great hockey games to take us into our Saturday and Sunday here.
Yeah,
absolutely. So, and I mean, there has not been a bad NHL game so far that I've watched.
Well, and then I didn't say it, but you got the Maple Leafs and Canadians tomorrow also.
Yeah, so that one, that should be interesting. I'm actually interested to see if the Habs can even up that series because I've been talking about it since the beginning of the week. I'm high on Montreal to win this series, and they just keep chipping away. So
I don't know. Yeah, they might make it 7 games, but
because the North, tell me the North hasn't been one of the most goofy divisions in the NHL this year. Question. So I mean, I don't know. The Habs could come out of nowhere and take it from the Leafs, and then we got Habs Jets in round 2 out of nowhere. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. That is the Stanley Cup outlook going on right now. Let me click on over here. Oh boy. All right, let's see what we got going on. So we got some fan question comments, Friday questions rolling in. Keep them rolling in, keep them going. We got what do we got here? We are about just about an hour. So yeah, we'll rock and roll on these. See if you guys got anything for about 5 minutes. We'll just shoot the shit, and if you guys don't have anything after that, then I'll get into some motivation minutes. We'll get y'all the hell out of here. So first things first, Paige, once again, thank you so much. If you didn't see the beginning of the show, appreciate you for bringing those up, and definitely had my first few cups of coffee this morning out of that bad boy. Tastes pristine, if I do say so myself.
Tastes like some winning coffee.
Yeah. But for your comment, hashtag free Matilda, hashtag hell the fuck no, hashtag you are out of your fucking mind. No, in all seriousness, crazy story how that happened. We'll actually get into that. Funny how that happened yesterday. So at the production studios, she's always locked up. We just got too many wires, too many cables, too many cords.
Little nibbler.
Just too much bullshit going on for her to get out here and get into.
Little swatter.
Yeah, and she loves to swat shit off, and maybe she pops up and accidentally knocks over water, and then it's all over the equipment. Merry Christmas, we're done. We got to restart from scratch. So we just like to avoid those issues. Well, yesterday I heard her whining, and it was more than it usually is. I didn't know what in the world is going on. So I was just kind of blocking it out, whatever, no big deal. And then all of a sudden I heard a meow. And the meow was louder than it usually is. Now I have noise suppression on these mics, so you guys probably didn't hear it. But just about the time I heard that meow, I felt some fur rub up against my leg underneath the table, and I thought, oh no, this isn't good. So Matilda had made the escape. She was playing around. Apparently you couldn't tell her anything yesterday, but she was playing around with some of the wires and stuff. I was trying to shoo her away as best as I could while also remaining focused on the show. But maybe she'll make an appearance here. Maybe we'll make Fridays the Matilda free-for-all. She can be up, say hi to you guys, say what's up. We'll see. But yeah, long story short, got done with the show, started investigating, and Gap underneath the door in the room that she's in, real nice. I mean, probably about yay big, and she's a full-grown cat. Made it underneath there.
Yeah.
So today we did a little bit of
did you throw some
rigging
towels
up,
under there?
did a little towel underneath, a little something action. Hasn't graced us with her presence yet as today. So hopefully that will remain the same case.
Yeah,
so,
Paige got a kick out of that when I was telling her. She missed that part of the show. She was like, "Should I do this?" And I was like, "Yes, absolutely. Say that. Absolutely."
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I absolutely love it. Anything coming up for your weekend here, partner? Anything good?
That's a good question. Not this weekend. The following weekend, I'm getting back in the ballpark. Sox Tigers, I believe. Next Sunday. I'm excited for that. I haven't been in the ballpark in a couple of years.
Actually, if I do believe the day before that is going to be those. Guess who made it out?
No kidding.
Look to your left. just as we spoke about it, she's
on some Mission Impossible.
And I'm going to give you guys an update on Monday's show. But looks like Matilda has figured out how to get the towel out from underneath the door and crawl underneath the door. So it is going to be quite the fucking challenge now to keep her off of Talking the Line podcast episodes. So we might just have some new content coming your way, a new Matilda segment or something, because she is Matilda Cruz, if you will, Mission Impossible status over here. But what I was saying,
June 5th. No, the White Sox
uniforms.
Jerseys. Yeah, they just dropped there. I can't think of what they're calling them. It's like the parallel to the NBA's city uniforms. Boston rolled them out earlier on in the year. Those like yellow and blue ones. White Sox, sleek black. They say South Side on them. They are nice and crispy.
Yeah, they are crispy.
June 5th, I wish I was going to that game. That would be nice. Tim Anderson looks incredible in those jerseys. But, they're looking nice. If you haven't seen them, go check them out there. I think the Sox tweeted about them already this morning. But they are looking very nice. I am too excited to get back in the ballpark. Last season, February, before the all shut down, I had purchased like 3-4 different Sox games. And for last year, because I knew it was finally Sox 2020 coming back into the playoff picture, and was disappointed to not be able to go to a single one.
Yeah.
But I am getting back in there, getting some nice dog and some nice brew action.
Oh, that's going to be enjoyable.
And I cannot wait.
That is going to be enjoyable, my friend. Yeah, I got nothing major happening this weekend either. We actually didn't get into it today. I didn't like it enough to do like a main card parlay or anything.
I totally forgot.
But yeah, we do have the UFC coming up this weekend. Got the Jairzinho Rosenstruik versus Sakai Santos, I believe it is, or Sakai. I can't remember exactly, but the card's it's not super loaded, super jam packed. I mean, it should be some good fights, but it's a lot of guys that honestly myself personally haven't even got to see fight a whole bunch. Okay. So it should be pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Some of these cards with some of these under the radar guys trying to make a name and get up into the rankings actually are some of the funner cards to watch. So
Rosenstruik's been as far as the main event though. Rosenstruik's been it's been fun to watch.
Jairzinho's been probably one of my favorite fighters to watch since 2019. I mean, just when it comes to the heavyweight division, I mean, he is a blast to watch. Speaking of heavyweight division, that division should be just about set to take off again and just having some serious fights coming down the pipe. This matchup, or the fight rather, for the main event is probably going to be for some serious ranking implications. Yeah, so definitely, if you got ESPN Plus, you got a way to watch that. I mean, there's plenty of ways to watch that, let's all be honest. But definitely suggest you tune into that as well. Should be interesting. Charles Schwab Challenge is also going on today. Last I looked, the Spaniard, the old dog, Sergio Garcia, was 8 under with the lead, my man, and actually followed by our boy Spieth at 7 under. Last I saw.
We've got Jason Kokrak tied with Sergio.
So Kokrak was in 4th, so he's made a move.
Yes, Spieth at 7 under. A little Tony Finau action in the top 10. Love some Tony Finau.
You know, I love to see me some Tony Finau, man, but we all know he just cannot get it done.
Yeah.
He can't get it done on Sundays.
He's a top 5 guy and not the winner. He'll get it done eventually.
Hopefully, man, because I've lost a lot of money on Tony Finau closing out tournaments. I'll tell you that. And it got to the point where I just had to stop betting on him. I mean, you can bank on a top 5 finish, but I mean, and you can also bank on a Sunday about 2:00 choke.
Yep.
2:00 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yes.
See you later, Mr. Finau.
I can't disagree with it.
All right, before I get into these motivation minutes, last call, last warning, we'll give it, there is just a tiny bit of a delay on the YouTube, so we'll just give it just a minute just to see if you guys got anything before I wrap this bad boy up with some motivation minutes. Going to be just a gorgeous Friday of bets here, a little bit more of a relaxed episode, connecting with you guys.
Seeing if we got any late breaking news on the pod here.
Yeah, anything else we got rocking and rolling? Seems to be
Not even breaking news. We were actually watching this live. Right, Reese Hoskins mic'd up yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
He was talking to somebody on first base. He's like, "Oh, I might have said some bad words. Sorry, Dad."
Yeah, that was hilarious. All right. Well, we'll just wrap it up here. Looks like everybody's got their fill of everything we could. Anything they might have wanted to ask, we already hit it for them. So once again, thank you guys for stopping by. Let's get this bad boy wrapped up the only way that I know how to, with a little inspiration, a little kick in the tush to get you going for this Friday. How about let's get into it with some Colts motivation minutes. Here we go. Now, got a little bit serious with you earlier on in the week. Gave you a little book and a little something you can take with you yesterday. Gonna just give you a quick hitter and something rather important today.
Before you dive in, my brother actually texted me and said that he has read part of that book from yesterday.
I absolutely love it. Well, that would be Grant.
Yep.
Well, Grant, thanks for watching first and foremost. Appreciate your support, hanging out with us from time to time. But yeah, that is a killer book. So thanks, Grant. Appreciate that. Appreciate it.
Mention that.
Yeah, awesome. Well, getting into today's motivation minutes, just a little quick hitter, nothing crazy, nothing wild for you. Something that I personally struggle with myself, and a very, very important woman in my life took the time to remind me of this a few days ago, and I thought it was only right that I share part of that message and my perspective behind it as kind of an honoring and also something that's important on today's motivation minutes. So for today's message, I wanted to remind you guys to give yourself some grace. Give yourself a break. Stop being so hard on yourself. I found a quote that wrapped up just about all of my thoughts or anything that I could possibly say into one compiled sentence. And that quote today is, "Choose every day to forgive yourself. You are human, flawed, and most of all, worthy of love." And no matter what you do, no matter what you encounter, no matter what you might slip up on, remember you're human. Remember that we are all human beings on this planet, and we all have our flaws. We all have a backstory. We all have those things that we've been through that nobody else knows, and that might be playing into the reasons why we are currently acting the way we are. But I'm going to tell you the best part about it is that you can always reset, and you're never responsible for your first thought. You can always, always, always change your mindset, turn around, recollect yourself, slow down, get out of anxiety, and get yourself in a better place. But you have to make the decision to forgive yourself and start giving yourself a little grace. Now, myself personally, I'm a perfectionist. This guy to my left can preach on that all day long. Us being business partners and us being together every single day, he knows how much I cross my T's and dot my I's, and it's a fatal downfall of mine sometimes. Sometimes it gets me a little too sped up in the brain, and I have to live by my own word and learn to slow that brain down and realize that not everything's always going to be perfect. Not everything is going to be the best. And actually, the most beautiful part about it is that when things are actually the most perfect, is when they are imperfect. Mm-hmm. When you don't have a clear path or a clear vision, that's when things tend to go the best, because it's almost like a brand new gift or brand new experience.
Sure.
It's more than you ever even could have imagined. So for today, I want you guys to be easy on yourselves. As you go into the weekend, as you start to do your daily chores of the weekend and run your errands and do the yard work around the house, whatever the case might be, as you are doing that this weekend, if you don't get through all of it, if you don't get an errand run, if you don't make it to something you thought you were going to, be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. Give yourself some grace and realize that tomorrow will always be a new day. There's always going to be the next hour. There's always going to be the next moment. And you always have the opportunity to change what version of yourself you are right now and turn it into a better version. So give yourself some grace today, my friends. I promise you I'm going to start doing it for myself. I'm going to start doing it, and we'll do it right along with each other. So let's stop being so hard on ourselves and stop being our worst critics. There's enough haters out there. We need to start gassing ourselves up. So let's make that promise to ourselves today, huh? What do you say? Let's give ourselves some grace. So there you have it for my motivation minutes. Hope you enjoyed those. Hope that allows you to just be in a better place this weekend. Get yourself rocking and rolling, and hope that gave you just a little bit of something you can think about and go throughout your day and be ready to rock and roll when any of those challenges come, any of those obstacles hit, or you know what I like to say, when those flaming arrows come flying through the air at you, you're able to just snag them out of the air and snap them over the knee instead of getting stuck in that action. So really glad I also could give you that visual cue, because I've been saying that on a podcast for a very long time, and now I can actually do that. So glad I can do that. So I'll be using flaming arrows a lot more for you guys. But without further ado, partner, anything burning on the brain, melting on the soul, festering in the heart that you have just been dying to get out to the kind degenerates that decided to stop by episode 47 of the TTL pod on this beautiful Friday, May 28th, 2021.
Partner, I've got something.
Holy hell, here we go. Here we go.
5 years to the day. Gonna give you some somber, maybe. Mr. Harambe was killed 5 years ago on that day.
No way.
What a weird time that was, huh?
What a time to be alive, dude.
2016.
Wow. That is just a complete mind fuck for me if I've ever had one. Holy cow. The fact that that's already been like 5 years ago.
Yeah. People are saying.
It almost seems like it's longer, though.
Yeah. It was an interesting 5 years.
Yeah. It's been an interesting 5 years.
News like that, I would say.
Yeah, it has been an interesting 5 years. You know us here at the TTL pod. We do not get into all that nonsense that goes on outside of the sports world. We keep it right here. But yeah, what a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. And we cannot thank you enough for letting us bring you a little bit of break from the reality. Why we do this, we want to give you some sense of a mental vacation. When you clock in to the TTL pod, you spend a short hour with us, hour and a half, somewhere in between there. We want you guys to forget about all those problems, all those worries, all that drama of the world that's going on right now. Worry about cashing some tickets, having some fun, learn a little bit about sports, and talking some bullshit in between. Yep. That's what we do this for. We want this to be an opportunity for you guys not to have to worry about any of that stuff. So keep coming back. We'll keep providing that mental vacation to you guys. And we promise that we're just going to keep making this bigger and better. So keep coming back.
Yeah, we won't keep talking about dead gorillas.
No, we will not. We will not. Absolutely. We will not. Outside of that, my friends, checking the notes real quick, seems to be like we hit everything. As a reminder, make sure you visit this episode's description. Hit that link tree. You're looking for all the other TTL Crew's content. It's all right there. You can follow us on all of our social media platforms, find all of our other content. So as you know, you can consume it however and whenever you please. So make sure you visit that bad boy. Make sure you follow us on the Action app. Make sure if you got any questions, you got anything you want to tell us, you got any suggestions, or if you just want to hop in the DMs for something, they're always open. We always love connecting with you guys. Don't mind it. Go ahead and pop through. Also, thank you so much for joining us on our first official week live on YouTube. Successful last week, partner, if I do say so myself. I say this time and time again, but I would have never imagined that we would be here and getting the response that we have and do. So we will definitely probably do a few more of these, huh?
Yeah, why not?
We'll keep hanging around, keep coming back to you, and bringing you guys bigger and better content day in and day out. So thank you so much for stopping by, for having our backs all the time, for hammering plays with us and helping us bankrupt these sports books one play at a time. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers far and wide, from myself and Mags, we hope you have a spectacular rest of your Friday, unless you have other plans, a great start to the weekend, and we will catch you right back here on Monday for the second week of the TTL live YouTube show. Until infinity, let's cash some tickets.